Hey there, and welcome to QuizGrid. Get those brains ready for Which One Doesn't Belong. Let's play! Quick one before we start. Please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Which one of these animals has a stomach with 4 chambers?
The cow.
Which one of these fruits turns brown within minutes of being cut?
The apple.
Which one of these hot drinks is made from a roasted bean, not from leaves? It's the coffee! In which of these sports are field players not allowed to use their hands? Soccer! Hands off, unless you're the keeper. Which one of these planets is named after the god of war? Mars. Which one of these countries is the biggest in the whole world? Russia. Which one of these instruments do you wear while you play it? The accordion. You strap it right on. Which one of these capital cities is over 3,000 years old? Athens. Which one of these little creatures is not actually an insect? The spider. Which one of these is fried in oil, not baked? The donut. Which one of these turns black if you keep it in the fridge? The banana. Which one of these gems is so hard it can scratch all the others? That's the diamond. Mini game. Quick, can you get this one? The wheel says B. Name a country starting with B. Some good ones. Belgium, Bulgaria, and Brazil. Which one of these leaves that fresh, just washed smell outside? Rain! That fresh smell even has a name, petrichor. Which one of these body parts has the most bones? The hand! Which one is not a US president? Napoleon! Which one of these moves without any engine at all? The glider! Which one of these grows on the ground, not on a tree? The cucumber! Which one of these was invented in Austria, not France? The croissant! It was born in Vienna! Which one of these sports was born in Hawaii? Surfing! Which one of these animals can taste with its feet? The butterfly! It tastes through its feet! Welcome to the medium level. Which one of these fish swims upstream to lay its eggs? The salmon! Which one of these stars is the closest one to our planet? Yes, it's the sun! Which one is not a stone fruit? Look, it's blueberry! Mini game, quick, can you get this one? The letter is K. Name a city starting with K. Kyoto, Krakow, and Kolkata are all spot on. Which one is a moon, not a planet? It's Europa. Which one of these deserts is the largest hot desert on Earth? The Sahara. It's the biggest hot desert on the planet. Which one is not an Italian landmark? The Brandenburg Gate is in Germany. The rest are in Italy. Which one of these instruments uses a wooden reed to make it sound?
The clarinet.
Which one of these dinosaurs was really only about the size of a turkey? It's the Velociraptor. Which one is a Greek god, not a Roman god? And it's Poseidon. Which one of these ships belonged to Christopher Columbus? The Santa Maria. Which one of these heroes has no superpowers at all? And it's Batman! No powers at all, just training, smarts, and a lot of gadgets. Which one is a vegetable, not a fruit? Oh, it's cabbage! Minigame, quick, can you get this one? In tennis, what number does the word love actually mean? That's 0. In tennis, love has meant nothing for over 100 years. Which one of these countries drives on the left side of the road? Japan, left side, like the British. Time for a special bonus. Which one of these lizards grows the biggest of them all? Think you know it? Drop your answer in the comments below. Which one of these breakfast foods was invented by accident? Cereal! Cornflakes were a total accident. Which one is a bird that can fly? Look, it's swan! In which of these sports do athletes race facing backwards? Rowing! They win without ever facing the finish. Which one of these moons has rivers and lakes, but not of water? Titan! Which one of these landmarks was built as a tomb? The Taj Mahal. Which one of these gems is made by an animal? The pearl, grown inside an oyster. Welcome to the hard level. Which one is a reptile, not an amphibian? Correct, it's gecko. Which one of these martial arts began in Korea? It's Taekwondo. Which one is a mammal, not a fish? The manatee. Which one is not a true berry botanically? Yep, it's raspberry. Which one of these famous names actually walked on the moon? It's Neil Armstrong, the first person ever to set foot on the moon. Minigame, quick, can you get this one? Solve the emoji puzzle. It's a dragonfly. Which one is not a Spanish landmark? Easy, it's Neuschwanstein Castle. Which one of these storms has a calm eye at its center?
The hurricane.
Which one is a dwarf planet, not a full planet? It's Ceres. Which one of these is the largest animal that has ever lived? It's the biggest animal ever! Which one of these stars in the title of a famous Mozart opera? The flute! Mozart's The Magic Flute is one of the most performed operas ever. Which one is not a root vegetable? Yes, it's broccoli! Which one of these birds gets its color from the food it eats? The flamingo! Born gray, turned pink by shrimp. Which one of these inventors gave the world the light bulb? Correct! It's Thomas Edison! In which of these sports do you score by touching your opponent? Fencing. Which one is a fish, not a sea mammal? The grouper, the only true fish there. Which one is not a Peruvian landmark? Chichen Itza is in Mexico. The rest are in Peru. Minigame, quick, can you get this one? Unscramble this sport. Hockey. Which one of these was painted by Vincent van Gogh? The Starry Night, Van Gogh's swirling sky. Which one of these spices is actually tree bark? Cinnamon. Which one of these landmarks is the tallest? The Eiffel Tower. The impossible questions begin now. Which one is not citrus? The lychee, not a citrus at all. Which one is not a marsupial? Yes, it's lemur! Which one of these planets is the hottest? Venus, even hotter than Mercury. Which one of these animals sleeps with one eye open? The dolphin. Which one of these will crash into our galaxy one day? Andromeda. Which one of these is really an ape and not a monkey? It's the gorilla. Gorillas are apes, while baboons, macaques, and mandrills are all monkeys. Surprise! It's a bonus round! Which one is a fish, not an invertebrate? Think you know it? Drop your answer in the comments below. How many did you get right? Subscribe for more!